You're watching Twin Tiers Sunday with Jennifer Sheahen.
Welcome to Twin Tiers Sunday. I'm your host, Jennifer Sheahen. I hope everybody has had a wonderful, relaxing weekend so far. The American Cancer Society is a nationwide voluntary health organization dedicated to eliminating cancer. The American Cancer Society saves lives and creates a world with less cancer and more birthdays by helping people stay well, helping people get well, finding cures, and fighting back. Before we get to our guest today, we take a deeper look at how cancer is affecting our nation.
Cancer is a disease that has affected millions in the United States, and the odds are you probably have known someone in your lifetime that has had it. In the U.S., cancer remains the second most common cause of death, accounting for nearly 1 of every 4 deaths. And according to the American Cancer Society, in 2014, there will be over 1,665,000 new cancer cases diagnosed. Cancer is caused by both external factors like tobacco, infectious organisms, chemicals, and radiation, but also internal factors like inherited mutations, hormones, immune conditions, and mutations that occur from metabolism. The leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women is lung cancer, 60% in males and 37.9% for females. According to the American Institute for Cancer Research, about 300 of every 100,000 Americans develop cancer each year, which means the U.S. has the 7th highest cancer rate in the world. In 2014, over 500,000 Americans are expected to die of cancer. That's almost 1,600 people per day. Today, we will be talking with the American Cancer Society as they take steps every day to try to eliminate this deadly disease.
So you just saw a little bit about how cancer is affecting us nationwide right now, and now Brandon Swain is going to join us. And why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do for the American Cancer Society?
Yes, I am a manager of special events for the organization, so I oversee a lot of the Relay for Life events in the area, and we also have our many other organizations in programs such as Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, which happens in October.
Oh, cool. Now, what is the Relay for Life?
Relay for Life, it's one of those fundraisers where you know nothing about it, or you know everything about it and you love it. You're addicted to Relay. Relay for Life is a way for communities to kind of gather together and fight back against cancer. Typically these events happen in the summertime. You will have college events that happen in the spring, but summertime typically because relays are held outside and they're always held overnight. So if you love camping, Relay for Life is definitely for you.
Now you just had your kickoff not too long ago. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, we had that in January at one of the local wineries, and it went over really well. We had a lot of returning teams come that are just hyped about Relay this year. Got them signed up, got them registered. Lots of fundraising ideas were given to them. And we had some new participants this year, so it's great to see some new faces. But kickoffs are happening now, so even if you weren't able to get to the Schuyler County Relay for Life kickoff, definitely look for Relay for Lives in your area because they're happening.
Now, what happened at the kickoff? Was it just kind of people came together, or was there like an event that happened there, or different activities? What kind of happened?
Yep. So we talk about what is Relay for Life, because you get folks that just don't know. So we had to tell them what the event is all about. There was definitely some food, some great food actually. Some prizes, some information, fundraising ideas, team captain kits, T-shirts. It's a fun event. It's a great way to get the relay kicked off, if you will, for the relay season.
Now, how many people came to the event?
We had about 50 people there. It was a good turnout. It was a very good turnout. Our first time at a winery, but we are in the Finger Lakes, so of course it worked out well.
That's really great. Now, how much money was raised that night?
We brought in a couple $100s in terms of team registrations and then some sponsorships. So local businesses love to get involved. So we got a lot of those in, and those sponsorship count towards teams for their fundraising. So it was nice.
That is very cool.
Yes.
Now, when is the big event for you guys?
So this year's event is actually on Friday, June 6th. It's at Watkins Glen High School, and that is the Schuyler County Relay for Life. The event is overnight, so it runs 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's a long night, but let me tell you, you don't feel it. Like you're doing stuff all night long, so it doesn't feel like you're there for a full 12 hours overnight with no sleep.
So if someone were to participate in this, kind of give me a step-by-step of what it's like for them when they show up to the relay and what they can expect.
Yes. So there are 3 core ceremonies, if you will, for a Relay for Life, and you'll see this across the board. There's a celebrate, there's a remember, and there's a fight back. So the celebrate ceremony is what people will experience as soon as they get there. It's an opening ceremony. They typically have speakers there, possibly, most likely a cancer survivor. some other speakers, possibly a mayor. The school gets involved, whether it's a band or whatnot. And we kick off the evening with the survivor lap. So every survivor will step onto the track and take that first victory lap. And every participant up in the stands will applaud for them the entire time around that lap.
Wow, that is
It's
pretty
amazing.
cool.
It's amazing. The Luminaria ceremony, which is, you may have heard about it, it's at 10 o'clock at night. It's dark, so we have approximately 1,000 Luminaria bags.
And now, what is a Luminaria bag
Yes.
for people that don't know what that
Okay,
is?
so a Luminaria bag is, the teams can sell these. They sell them for approximately $5 a piece. All the money, of course, goes back to the American Cancer Society. And they're made in memory, honor, or in support of a loved one affected by cancer. And you know, people get really nice with these. They put a lot of pictures on there. They put a lot of work into them. They can turn those in at a team meeting or at the event themselves. They can actually purchase them at the event. And at 10 o'clock, we shut down all the lights and we light all these bags that are around the track. And there's close to probably over 1,000 of them.
Wow.
And once those lights go down, it's a very emotional ceremony. That is a silent lap. So not only is it very touching visually, but as you're walking around, it's complete silence.
That's incredible.
It's a great ceremony. And it's a way to remember those that kind of lost their fight to cancer, but to also support the ones that are currently battling as well. And finally, our Fight Back ceremony, which usually wraps things up for the evening. That's just a way to talk to the committee and talk to the community. What can you do other than just relaying tonight for the rest of the year? Whether that's eating healthier, whether that's exercising more, quitting smoking, finding another program or volunteer service that the American Cancer Society provides, and just helping back to fight back all year long.
That is pretty cool. How many
Yes.
people did you have participate then in last year's Relay for Life?
This particular Relay for Life in Schuyler County is rather large. They had almost 500 registered participants last year, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. They raised almost $65,000, which
wow, that's incredible.
It is incredible. It is incredible. They've been relaying since 2007. So in their time that they've been doing this, they've raised a little over $300,000. Just this community in Schuyler County.
That's
so
great.
it is
See,
great.
look
it is
at us
great.
out there
yes. Love them.
And now, where does all this money go then? That's quite a chunk of cash there.
It is. We have, of course, several programs and services that the American Cancer Society provides. I think the most people hear about is, of course, the research. You know, since 1946, we've invested over $46 billion in research dollars, which is a lot of money in research dollars. Currently, there's $5 million invested at the University of Rochester Medical Center. You know, it's pretty close to home, and they're doing some groundbreaking research for us there. We have programs and services such as Look Good, Feel Better, which is a program for women undergoing chemotherapy, to attend a session to learn how to apply makeup and wigs for the side effects related to chemotherapy treatment.
So now the money that was raised here locally, does that stay locally then?
It does in terms of the programs and services. Not all $65,000 of that was raised last year will stay local, because we want to put the money where it's going to be put to the best use. So if there's a researcher in Kansas, let's say, we want to make sure that they have the funding to provide the research that they can do. But we're really happy to be able to provide the programs and services that we can provide locally to cancer patients and their caregivers.
Now, is there one thing that was kind of the most memorable experience from last year's Relay for Life?
Oh my gosh, you can't even narrow it down because there's so much great stuff. I mean, I think the Luminaria is always fantastic. That ceremony is amazing. I think the survivor speakers are always what gets you. Like, that's why you're there. You know, they really motivate you to be there and want to join the fight. And to keep going on the fight from here on out.
And do you see this really as a family event, so a lot of kids and moms and dads?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think people sometimes get confused when they hear Relay for Life. They think that it's a race. Because of relay, you think race. And that's mostly opposite from the truth. It's a walk. You know, the idea behind the Relay for Life is to keep somebody on the track from your team, you know, throughout the entire evening. We don't want to see the track empty. But it's also a time for family and friends to get there and to do all the other entertainment and activities that we have planned. And there is something planned every hour of the hour for the entire night. So you will never be bored at Relay.
That's great.
Yes.
That's really an exciting event. I'm going to have to see, maybe I'll sign up for it this year and go for a little walk,
Absolutely.
Right? All right. Well, right after the break, we're going to learn more about the American Cancer Society and some other exciting events in the area as well. So stay tuned.
Twin Tiers Sunday will return in a moment.
Welcome back. So we learned just a little bit about the Relay for Life. Now we're going to be talking about, what is it called? Paint the Town Purple.
Paint the Town Purple.
Now what is that?
Yes, and folks may have seen this in the past. If you see purple ribbons or purple anything, it's Relay for Life. We love purple. It's everywhere. And Paint the Town Purple for Schuyler County is actually a pretty big event. You know, most events in communities will just tie some ribbons and some posters up. But this event actually is a whole other event other than Relay. So that what they're going to do is it's going to be on April 26th from 11 to 4 at the Montour Falls Carnival Grounds. And last year was really their first year going big with this. They have a chicken barbecue, they have some car shows, they have bounce houses.
Oh, cool.
All the different teams set up some booths there to sell some stuff for their fundraising efforts. It's an incredible event, and I've never seen a community like Schuyler County do a Paint the Town Purple like this.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
So much fun,
So
right?
what does it look like? Do they tie the ribbons, or do people wear a lot of purple? What else do they do?
You're going to see lots of purple. And then downtown, and probably almost every community you live in, around April or May, you're going to see purple ribbons everywhere. So if you're seeing those, it's just a way of us reminding you Relay for Life is coming up, so we want you to participate.
A lot of big preparation for the big event. Now,
Yes.
this is all for the American Cancer Society. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the society itself?
Yes, the American Cancer Society, founded in 1913, so we just celebrated our 100th year anniversary last year. We don't want to be here 100 years from now, so we want people to put us out of business. You know, we do not want to celebrate another 100th birthday. Lots of programs and services that we provide. You know, Relay for Life is our biggest fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. It's what fuels our mission. The money that we raise for from these fundraisers goes to programs and services like Look Good, Feel Better, Patient Navigation, Hope Lodge, Road to Recovery, all these programs and services that are available to cancer patients and their caregivers free of charge.
Now, what is the mission then in the end?
We just want to eradicate this disease. You know, we don't want this to continue. We don't want to celebrate, like I said, another 100th birthday.
Yeah.
It's a horrible disease that affects too many, and I think we've all been touched by cancer, either on our own or through a family or a friend or a loved one that we know.
That's incredible. Now, you just kind of gave a list of different services that you guys
Yes.
provide. Why don't you tell me a little bit about each one?
Okay, so Hope Lodge, we are so lucky to have a Hope Lodge in the Rochester area. There's not many Hope Lodges in the country. And the one in Rochester is pretty fantastic. We opened the doors in 2010, and since 2010, we've served over 10,000 cancer patients and their caregivers. That's incredible. 4 years, 10,000 people.
What happens within the Hope Lodge?
Hope Lodge, it's a hotel, if you will, but it's just for cancer patients and their caregivers. They are referred there from their doctors. So let's say if we have somebody that lives within the southern tier in the Corning area, for example, and they're receiving treatment at a hospital in Rochester, we can provide them free lodging, because cancer is hard, and the last thing you should have to worry about is trying to find a hotel or having to travel back and forth. So we're very lucky to have Hope Lodge, and it's like I said, we've served over 10,000 people since we've been there, and over 50,000 patients nationwide. So we're proud of that. We're proud to have that in our backyard.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to have for
Yes.
those that are going through a big change in their lives.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's incredible. What
Yes.
else do you offer?
We also have the Road to Recovery. So Road to Recovery is a program where getting to treatment is sometimes difficult. So having those volunteers lined up, and of course they're always carefully screened and trained to transport these cancer patients to their treatment, because they shouldn't have to worry about that either. We don't want them to miss an appointment just because they can't find a ride. So training these volunteers to be able to take them is huge. Last year we had over 17,000 patients that we gave rides to nationwide. That's over 200,000 round trips. So we're proud of that. We're proud of all these programs and services, but our volunteers is what makes the American Cancer Society what it is. Without them, it wouldn't exist.
That's incredible, because it helps even families, even if somebody doesn't have cancer, they can also, you know, as a family member, go and ask you guys for advice. What services do you offer for someone, you know, that's a husband or a wife to somebody with cancer?
So we're very lucky to have the American Cancer Society website, so it's cancer.org. And of course our 800 number. So cancer.org, you can get lost in. There is a lot of information on there, and you can spend a whole day just looking up different information, programs, services, different types of cancers. Fantastic website. Can't say enough great things about it. The 800 number is even better. We have somebody available on the other line 24 hours, 7 days a week that can answer your questions. They won't give you a diagnosis, but they can answer your questions. So if you are newly diagnosed and you are scared and have a question at 3 o'clock in the morning, call us at that 1-800-ACS-2345 and somebody will be there to talk to you.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
All right. So stay tuned, because after the break, we're going to learn about some of the research that they have done at the American Cancer Society and how you can get involved here locally. Stay tuned.
Twin Tier Sunday will return in a moment.
The American Cancer Association lists a few key things for you to remember if you want cancer to stay away from you. And here they are. Quit smoking, and we know it's not easy, but lung cancer is a leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States. So quitting the tobacco could save your life. Here's a tip for that. All 50 states and the District of Columbia run some type of free telephone-based program that links callers with trained counselors. These specialists help plan a quit method that fits each person's unique smoking pattern. People who use telephone counseling have twice the success rate in quitting smoking as those who don't get this type of help. How much do daily habits like diet and exercise affect your risk of cancer? Much more than you think. Research has shown that poor diet and not being active are two key factors that can increase a person's cancer risk. The good news is that you can do something about this. Get to and stay at a healthy weight throughout your life. Be physically active on a regular basis. Make healthy food choices with a focus on plant-based foods. Around 1/3 of cancer-related deaths are linked to poor diet, physical inactivity, and carrying too much weight. And one last tip, protect yourself from the UV sun rays. Most skin cancers are a direct result of exposure to the UV rays in sunlight. So stay in the shade or use sunscreen whenever you can.
So you just learned a little bit about how you can prevent yourself from getting cancer, or even seeing it through till the end. Now I'm going to ask you, Brandon, what are some of the top 3 ways that you can prevent cancer for yourself at home?
Yes, so you want to eat healthy. I know it's easy to say and hard to do, but there's linkage between obesity and some types of cancer. So you want to eat healthier. Fruits and vegetables may not always taste the best, but they're good for you. So definitely eat healthier. Exercise more. It's tough now because it's so cold, but try to find something you can do to stay active throughout the entire year. And it's funny that you hear things about the common cancers that are out there now, lung cancer and skin cancer. Those are sometimes preventable. If you're a smoker, quit smoking. Not that skin cancer or lung cancer is directly related to smoking, but in many cases it is.
And you guys had a big kind of input on that, because a lot of the research you did, it kind of put that step forward in between the link between smoking and lung cancer.
Yes.
Do you know anything in depth about that research?
That was part of our cancer prevention study a few years ago. We just completed our cancer prevention study 3, which is doing more research now. But smoke-free is big. New York State is smoke-free, big part of American Cancer Society. Proud to say that.
See, that's incredible. So it's slowly getting more and more prevalent that people are stopping smoking and they're getting rid of it. So that's a good thing. Good step, right? Now, I kind of want to get a little bit more personal with you. Do you have an experience with a family member or anybody in the community that has gone through cancer that has been affected by the disease?
Yes, I think, we're all, like I said before, we're all somehow touched by cancer in some shape or form or another. For me, it was a few years ago when I just happened to be looking at cancer.org, because it's a fantastic website, and my father was just diagnosed with leukemia in 2010. And of course, as a family member, you want to know, what does this mean? What is this cancer that he has? So as a way for me to look into the website, to the information the American Cancer Society provides, and learn more about this disease. And before I knew it, I was actually on the job opportunities, and it's one way for me to give back to my dad, because he doesn't live locally around me, and I think we all look for a way to be supportive and to try to fight back in our own ways, and this is my way. This is my way to raise the funds for the research programs and services that we provide.
Now, how's your dad doing now?
He's still fighting. He's going to finish the fight, if you will. That's our slogan this year for Relay for Life, but he's still in treatment, still fighting, and he'll beat it. He'll beat it. Yes.
So you went on the website to kind of look at things. What can people do then you know, to also get on there. What is the website again? Remind us, and what can they find?
Yep, cancer. If you go to just cancer.org, very simple, very easy. So much on the website. You can look up every type of cancer that is known at this point to look and see what the treatment options may be, signs, symptoms. That can sometimes be a little scary because people have a tendency of looking at things and thinking, oh, it's a sign or a symptom, I must have it. But by all means, don't go completely by what's off the website. Visit your doctor as well. But again, the programs and services that we provide, there's even great documentation on there about where the money goes in terms of dollars and percentage. So you can see where your fundraising dollars are going. That's
pretty cool. Now, if somebody wanted to get involved with Relay for Life right now and they missed the kickoff, where can they go to sign up?
relayforlife.org. Super easy. As soon as you log on to relayforlife.org, you can type in your zip code and it will bring up all the local relays in your area. Nationwide, there's 5,200. So chances are there's a Relay for Life right in your backyard. That's an easy way to get people signed up.
Can you do it by yourself or do you need a team?
You can sign up as a participant or you can start a team, whatever you want to do. We encourage both because we want to see you on the track.
And then what's the easiest way for someone to raise money?
If you're on a team, there's so many different ideas to raise money in terms of fundraisers. I would encourage you to sign up for a relay and find out when team meetings are. Team meetings are a great tool for people that are new to Relay to learn more about the programs and services and fundraising ideas that they can get part of.
Wonderful. And then is there anything else that you'd like to add before we say goodbye for Sunday about the American Cancer Society or the Relay for Life at all?
Wonderful. It's like I said, it's one of those fundraisers where you just don't know anything about it or you know everything and you love it. And I encourage folks to really kind of learn more about the program. And the fundraiser because it's one like no other. There's no other event like Relay for Life.
That's wonderful. All right. Thank you, Brandon. I look forward to seeing you at the Relay for Life and Paint the Town Purple coming up soon. What was the day of Paint the Town Purple again?
April 26th. I'm rushing the months here.
Wonderful. We all are. It's cold out, right? All right. Thank you for joining us this week on Twin Tiers Sunday. Stay tuned now to see what's coming up this week, and I will see you next Sunday.